Greetings and welcome back to the channel. Now this video is part 2 of the Auger video I did a few weeks back, and in that, if you haven't seen that one, in that video I showed you me trying out an idea I had for a lightweight auger, and I used these Bosch blades and this Barco ratchet screwdriver. Now, it worked, but it didn't work that well. So I've decided to try some other ways. Now, I had a lot of comments on this video, and I really didn't make myself clear by saying I was looking for a lightweight alternative to a Scotch auger. So this didn't work. It did work, but not brilliantly. And one guy sent me a link. Basically these, or another make, I can't exactly remember, but I saw these and they were a good price, so I bought them. Now the difference with these, obviously bigger, and they should be able to take more material out, and the threads are all the way round. They're not just flat ones where the thread misses, because a lot of the problem with that was it wasn't pulling in. Another thing, a few guys had mentioned using one of these from a tap and die set. This I'd thought of already, but there's a problem with this. I discounted it at first anyway, but yesterday I got this out of my tap and die kit and tried it. And there is a problem. I don't know if you can see this. It sits in right there, but because of the shape of the hex, it doesn't sit in there. I'm going to try it, but I got a feeling it's going to slip out. And I don't particularly want to damage this because it's part of a set. The problem with the Scotch auger is, if you're carrying one, you can only do one size hole. Some projects you want a smaller hole or a bigger hole. So let's go to the stump and see how they work. Well, I'm not at the stump, I'm at the sawhorse, because the stump is particularly wet and not really good. This is nice and dry. First off, 20mm bit in my original driver. That was a massive improvement. That worked really well. Now we'll try this. Well, that worked just fine as well. The only thing it did do, although I was turning this to keep it in tight, it did move. And it's now not where it's supposed to be. And I can't undo it, and I haven't got a Leatherman with me either. Oh well, I'll have to knock it out. Knocked out. Now I'm going to try this in this. That's not digging in anywhere near as good as the round bit. Nah, these bits are shit. They can go in my toolkit, but the other one works a treat. At least I know. It's just not gripping in. In fact, using that with that bit is worse than the original idea. There we are, now I know. Back on my seat. Well, I'm pleased with that. And I'm mainly pleased because that wasn't a waste of money. Them bits, they need power to work. They'd be even better if they were made a bit thicker and that thread went all the way around and didn't just go on the sides, because it just doesn't bite in. That, on the other hand, is great, and I was a bit suspect about that because an old brace and bit set I've got at home, these paddles are far flatter, and obviously years ago that's what they used, was a brace and bit to do all their holes because they didn't have power. And I thought, well, if I'm using hand and arm power, then that's the way to go. I've actually been waiting for years for somebody to weld that bit onto a tube for me, but it never happened, and I never pushed the issue because the other boys both had Scotch Augers, and if we went on a trip and somebody wanted to make a spoon or a mallet, either one of them would have a set anyway. But that's great, 3 of them, and that's a 20mm bit. I could actually really use the bigger bit more, but that worked just fine. Pleased with that. The only thing is now, will my ratchet break? Who knows? I'm not going to use it that much anyway. But I am going to use it now because our little coffee table has got a broken leg, and I'm going to drill the old piece of wood out of it. I'll use the larger bit just to get that bit of rotten wet wood out. One thing, if you want things to last, take the bark off. You see loads of people doing these, leaving the bark on. If you leave them out, they're just going to rot. Take the bark off. Well, apart from the hole not being at the right angle, it worked just fine. My final thoughts on the auger. That works well. The only thing I'm concerned about is the ratchet breaking inside with me giving it too much force. But for what I want, it's fine. I'm not going to be doing any massive holes, and I'm certainly not going to use a drill bit any bigger than that. I think that's an inch. That's quite enough for what I need. Another good thing with this, over using the bar from the tap and die set, I have got that much length, so I can go in that deep if I want, and I can put an extension bit on there to take it that long. Easy peasy. Whereas this, that's all I've got. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a no-brainer. That's no good for me. It does work, but it's just no good for me. And it's quite a weight on it too. Well, I'm pleased with that. And apart from the original bits being a bit shitty, but they were only about £10, so I don't know what that is in dollars. $12, $13, that's not a lot. That works, and I'm pleased with it. And of course I can use it as a screwdriver or put any kind of hex thing in there, so it's multiple use, which is always a good thing. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your support, and a like, a share, all appreciated. Thank you very much. Until next time, ta-ra. But thank you for all your comments, but some of them made me sound like a complete idiot. Well, that's up to you if you think I'm an idiot. The problem with the Scotch auger is, if you're carrying one, you can only do one size hole. Some projects you want a smaller hole or a bigger hole. Check out Russ's auger. It weighs about the same as a split-in maul, but it works. But this is what I'm trying to avoid, is carrying something this big. I know this one is a bit overkill, but it works. But Russ does everything overkill.